conversation, as Sonal was mentioning, autos being the big story. Maruti reported numbers last week. Those are in line to a slight beat on higher realizations. Parikshit spoke to R.C. Bhargava, the chairman of Maruti Suzuki, and he began by asking him about the impact of the GST cut on sales. Listen in.
As we have seen, once the new GST rates came into effect on the 22nd of September, and this was a festival season, there was a huge rush of retail customers to buy vehicles. And in the month of September, for the last 9 days, and in October, there have been record retail sales. The dealer stocks have all come down, and the growth rates and the volumes of cars actually delivered to customers has all been at a historical high.
Could you give us a sense of the kind of growth that you're seeing in the small car segment?
In October, for example, the growth of the cars in the 18% GST segment has been as high as 30% compared to last year.
Do you expect this growth to continue for Maruti Suzuki?
I don't expect a 30% growth to continue, no. I think it'll come down because there's a lot of pent-up demand and festival effect and things like that. So it would be unrealistic to expect a 30% growth rate to happen month on month. But yeah, it may settle down to maybe around 10%.
Overall, when you put Maruti Suzuki all together, not just the small car segment, on a month-to-month basis, what kind of growth are you expecting?
Well, I would say that once it settles down, we should probably be looking at a growth rate of about 7 to 8%.
When it comes to margin pressures, we did see a margin pressure of around 160 basis point. This is because of certain costs that the company had to incur. Do you expect a favorable environment which will help margins in the months to come, sir?
You know, if the demand goes up and the car manufacturer is able to produce in line with the nature of the demand model-wise, the pressures for discounts and things becomes far, far less. Discounts happen when in certain models, the production is higher than the demand. I think Maruti's production system has become much more flexible. And the demand also is going up much better than in the past. So probably, and I'm just saying probably, I'm not forecasting anything, probably the factors in the future are conducive for the reduction in the discounts and sales promotions which will be required.
In terms of your electric Vitara launch, could you give us a timeline for that? When are we expecting that?
The domestic sales will probably commence late December, early January. Next month. Well, it's almost next month.
Right. Recently, we had seen news of Maruti Suzuki setting aside 7,410 crore rupees to set up a third plant at Kharkhoda. The plan is to increase the capacity to 7.5 lakh units there by 2029. There have also been reports, Mr. Bhargav, that Maruti Suzuki was looking now at having another plant, probably outside Haryana. Could you give us the status of that? Whether talks have reached some sort of finality? Has the site been identified?
We are close to finalizing the site for the fifth plant. I expect that an announcement of this should be possible within the next 3 months. We do need now the fifth plant because the total projections for the growth of the cars by 2031, compared to what the projections were made before the GST cut, will have to undergo a revision. And depending on that revision, the production capacity additions will also have to undergo a revision. And I expect that we will need the fifth plant earlier than what, production from the fifth plant earlier than what had been earlier thought would be the case.
Any states which are possible front runners?
No comments at this stage.
Okay. I would also like to ask you about export growth. We've seen a strong export growth of around 42%. What is the kind of export growth for the full fiscal year that you're expecting?
I don't know the percentage, but we expect to cross 400,000 cars, maybe get to somewhere near 420,000 cars or so. Last year was 310,000 or something. So it's more than a 25%, 33% growth.
The management of Maruti Suzuki, the stock not doing well enough in today's trade, 3.5% lower after its results. Now take a short break, put the spotlight on the crypto markets. On the other side, Manisha Gupta joins in.